Schutt. So Mfiki to get us underway. Sundowns attacking the goal to the right. They have a strong record against Ajax Cape Town in their last couple of matches. This is the 28th league meeting between the two. 10 wins for the Brazilians, 9 for Ajax. But it's been a while since Ajax have managed to pull one over Sundowns. You've got to go back to the 2008-2009 season when Eduardo Ferreira scored the only goal of the match. He is now, of course, playing for Mpumalanga Black Aces. They're in action tomorrow on your World of Champions at Maritzburg. Don't forget tonight as well, Bloem Celtic and Kaizer Chiefs live here on SuperSport. So Bryce Moon, former Ajax player, getting the early ball in, and the attempted shot there, and the right-footed clearance from Krajoklis to clear away the danger. And now the young teenager Peterson gets his first touch. The early ball out for Keegan Dolly. He was at Mamelodi Sundowns in the juniors. He'll also have a little bit of a point to prove tonight. It's been given in favour of Sundowns, much to the bemusement of Lebogang Manyama, fresh of course from Bafana duty. Bryce Moon with a throw-in.
An interesting cross that he put in already. Mentioned him being one of those players that will make an impact this evening. With full backs of Sundowns liking to push up, he'll be in the picture on a more regular basis. So is Punch Maselemela. Just how fit is he to be able to last throughout the match? For me, is the big question.
Wide out again to Krajoklis. His work permit did not come through in time for Friday's match against Wits, so he gets his first run out here. He's not the first Latvian defender that Ajax have had. You might remember Denis Ivanovs from a few seasons ago. He last playing in Azerbaijan. So Elazor Rogers is at Ajax on a loan deal from Sundowns. Manyama plays it in, and Rogers got a little bit of a touch, and Mwini made the save. First good opportunity of the night.
As long as there's enough service into the area, Eliezer Rogers doesn't shy away from getting into the box himself. Though he didn't get much of a touch there, he just changed the direction of the ball, and there was no real power. That's why it was easy for Mwini to regain his position and make a save.
So a little early warning sign here from Ajax. They might come into this game as underdogs, even though they're playing at home, but they certainly mean business. Now Kekana and Schutt. Well, possession is turnover, and now Manyama, 1 against 1. Manyama, well, he has run into the big Ghanaian defender Somalia and missed out on a very good opportunity there, William.
Great opportunity, one-on-one with the defender. That's where you expect him to be at his best. He's the most skillful in the field, and he's got the experience. And even an attempt from that range, for me, it wouldn't have been bad at all.
Well, 2 early chances inside the first 3 minutes from Ajax, and at the other end, of course, we had a little bit of a melee inside the first minute, which might have provided Sundowns with a chance to break the deadlock. So it's all action stations here in Cape Town.
But it is not every time that Sundowns will give you that kind of opening or make those kind of mistakes to let you in.
Well, Shompo Kekana caught in possession there. He'd taken up a central defensive role with Somalia coming to the rescue. Schutt clears. First real touch of the night for Malajila, but Rogers looking to play it inside to young Keegan Dolly, or former Sundowns youngster, of course. Now Billiat. Good strong challenge from Mobara, and they've turned possession over well so far in this game. Now let's see what Dolly can do. Down this left-hand side, Rogers cuts to the left. Not the strongest of passes, though, from Dolly, and well, Somalia read it well. Does the cleaning up for Mamelodi Sundowns. The big Ghanaian, of course, still involved with his national team. They are in the World Cup playoffs next month and in November against Egypt. Although he's not a regular in the Ghanaian lineup, he's certainly in the squad. We'll be hoping for a trip to Brazil next year. There he is again. Nice to see Masena Mela back. It's always good when a player recovers well from a long-standing injury, and particularly a player of quality. You can offer the national team something as well.
I remember him arriving at Kai's Chiefs. I think that's where he made the most impact, and that's why Sundowns snatched him and suddenly brought quite a lot of quality. Not only does he defend, but he likes to push forward, create goals, and he scores goals. And you love to have those kind of defenders in your team. And Masena Mela provides exactly that. And like you said, the national team can surely benefit from his return.
Now Modise. So here is the aforementioned Punch Masena Mela.
And above all that we've said about him, Mark, I'll tell you now, there's not too many good left-footed players that can compete at this level. When you do have one, you want to make sure you keep him. You want to make sure that he exists and he contributes to your team.
This throw-in will be taken by Mokeke. Once again, the pass back from Dolly is a little bit shy. Going to be a little bit more precise and crisper with those passes. Mokeke now looking for Manyama. Gets it on the chest. So Moon to take it. Dolly's done well to keep it in play, and now turned back by Kekana to Somalia. Bit of space in the midfield here for Modise. Very quickly though, Manyama was on top of him. There's something that the Ajax youngsters will give in tonight's game. It's a commitment for sure. They will be pressing and harassing Mamelodi Sundowns to the best of their ability.
And also the tactical position, keeping the shape and shuffling across as the game is spread from left and right channel. That's the one thing that they understand very well, how they close down opposition just by merely positioning themselves.
Now over the top from Somalia. This is Zwakali, the youngster, getting involved there as well with Bryce Moon. It comes off his head and goes back towards the goalkeeper. Cecil Lolo on the right-hand side. You don't want to forget Friday night, still a quality fullback, and it's gone all the way through, and now the chase is on for Rogers. The flag stays down. Mwini comes out, tries to chip him, and in the end Somalia clears it away. But there have been a few moments in the Sundowns defence, William, which will have caused their supporters a couple of heart-in-the-mouth moments.
Certainly, in the way that the position is, the defense is structured, there seems to be a little bit of a square line, and that basically one pass beats the bot at the same time. There's no real cover. This is what Shoot and Sulemane should be able to deal with very quickly, or else they'll be in trouble. Mwini does well to just put off Rogers, though I thought he came a little bit too early.
Well, Rogers had the right idea, but not the power. He wasn't on balance as he tried that effort.
Caught between two minds, whether he goes for Claudio, he pings his ball across for Dolly, who was also making an in run into the area.
Now Moon and Billiat, who's turned possession over fairly consistently. Karma Billiat back in the mother city. He's made Ajax some nice money over the last month or so, money that they will look to invest in future signings. Now Modise. This is Zungu. Up for Malajila. Lolo deals with that well. And now Telinho, the new Mozambican. This is his second outing. Made his debut on Friday against Wits. Shot comes in. And the effort from Warme over the top of the goal. He's got 2 in the last 2 games for Mamelodi Sundowns, including a scintillating goal against the Golden Arrows in their last outing.
And the one against Platinum Stars, of course, they were already 1 man down there, 1 goal down, and he brought them back with the equalizer. And what he likes to do very well is drifting, lifting to the left, and then he cuts into the inside, and he gets an open angle.
Joklis with the clearance. Forward to Rogers, who finds himself in a bit of space there. Closed down very quickly. Did well, Rogers. Senamela was involved in the cleanup. Warme back helping out in midfield with Somalia now. Malagila did well to keep that in play. It was a fairly poor pass on the big central defender. Dolly, Moon, great ball this time, but just a little too strong for Malagila. No real target man up front for Mamelodi Sundowns. We saw that against Arrows as well. Malagila likes to hang out a little bit wide as well, and you were talking about Warme's positioning.
But Warme is not the second striker that will jump into that top position immediately. So Sundowns will really have to target their pass precisely if they're going to get Malagila going. In fact, it didn't quite work out for him because they kept pumping high balls into the area, and he was never anywhere closer to be able to profit from them.
Has got 1 goal, Malagila, since joining his new club. And for the moment, Ajax pinning them back. Yeah, here's a chance now for Senamela. Looks up, drags it back. Billiat's first touch was a little too strong. And in the end, he did get the shot on target, but without the power to challenge Peterson. Long throw out from the young goalkeeper as well over the halfway line.
Brilliant.
Let's have a look at this build-up. Played back, time there, that first touch let him down. He's had a great chance to score against his former side.
Senamela exceptional in being composed enough to be able to pull that ball back to the lonely position. Billiat, he could have done much, much better. This is where he's at his best, when he sneaks into that area. Great first touch and just toes the ball offside, put it into the net.
Yeah, they keep coming, Mamelodi Sundowns, and the goalkeeper's let that go through. That's a potential let-off for the home side. Good challenge here from Dolly. Well, after those early scares, it's Sundowns now putting the pressure on. Clearance away from Dolly. Kakana. Back from Warme to Somalia. Now Schutt. Lodise. Senamela. Sundowns have got some good support away on the far side, fans singing. I'm hoping that this season will break this long drought. 2007, of course, when they won the league title last. Rogers is onside. Onyama. Support from Dolly. Now Telino making a run into the middle. Dolly with the pass straight at the defender.
We didn't quite get the chance to see what Ernesto could do on that right-hand side. But from what I'm told, just talking to the Ajax players, they say his qualities is more of the same as Billiat. So they'll be looking to him to actually open up opposition with those runs, and it's very skillful to penetrate the attacking area.
Tough task tonight, though, to get past by Senamela. Keep him busy tracking back. Out comes Peterson. He was the star of the show when Ajax won the Bay Hill Festival over Easter at under 19 level. Mobara, who's in the midfield today, was the captain of that side.
By the way, Mobara, against Wits on Friday, he played as central defender alongside Dominic Isaac. But today, of course, with the presence or the availability,
that's gone Ajax way. With Kajalskis in the side, he's moved forward, is what you're saying.
yes, and I think it provides some defensive abilities as far as holding the opposition back. They're very, very thin in that middle of the park. I think they need to slow down. As we look at Brandon here, being flipped over by that contact by Warman. But he's up and about very quickly.
Of course, in terms of fight in the midfield, no Lance Davis, no Granville Scott today. Travis Graham out as well. They are really struggling. So a quarter of an hour gone here. Kind of dropping back often from a three-man defence as the two wing-backs push forward. Bryce Moon almost in a right wing position. He goes forward, Billiard drops in a little bit as well. Now, Zwakali trying to work his way through.
Showing too much of the ball, though. It's a very few times that you find yourself one-on-one against your position, and these are the positions. And when you get that, you want to make sure you skin that full-back and really create an opening to ping a ball in.
Now Dolly, Kekana takes it away. Malejila out wide. Telinho putting a bit of pressure on Masena Mela. There's Moon. Somalia. Zwakali got a little touch there just to stall the advance of Mamelodi Sundowns. And the longer Ajax are in this game, William, the happier they'll be.
Tell you something, for me, what they've continued to do very well is keep the shape and continue to bite on any of the passes that comes through to the midfield. That is exceptional.
Somalia pushing forward. It's Warme on the wing. Now a chance here. Somalia. Well, that is perhaps a little bit of a defender's effort inside the penalty area, William. He was in a good position.
Yes, I think he went for glory there. And unfortunately, that shot skew away from goal. And it just needed somebody to position himself into the area. A diving header of some sort could have still done the trick. But maybe it was a little bit too hard.
Telinho's done well to find Rogers. Good running here from Manyama, but the offside flag catches him, and Rogers could have delivered that just a second or two earlier.
I 100% agree with you. Sometimes we blame the players straying offside, and yet sometimes it's a pass that gets a bit late.
Now, live with Karma Billiat. Zungu over the top, looking for Malejila. Defensive work from Isaacs, clever thinking from Lolo. Play it back to his goalkeeper. Young Mokeke, who's on the left side of defence today. Remember, he can play central defence, also central midfield. And William Shongwe will tell you he was a SuperSport Academy player as well.
And his conversion into a defensive player, obviously, still baffles me, because he was one of the most... He still is skillful, but talk about his ability to pass the ball.
Zwakali pushing forward, and he was just tucked from behind there. The referee had a look, allowed advantage for a second or two, and then Modise gives away the kick. There is the challenge, and then he just lost his momentum for a second or two, almost gave up on the chase, but got the free kick awarded his way, did Bantu Zwakali.
Great refereeing. Because at the time the ref was hopping, maybe he was still going to maintain his advantage, but seeing that ball straying away from him, that's when he decided to make the call.
So Dolly to take the free kick. Rogers is up there, and Krajoklis as well. Nice and low as Moon clears it away. Finds Modise. Masanamela under a bit of pressure. They've done well to clear here, Sundowns. Billiat unable to keep that in play. Ajax can start their build-up. Dominic Isaacs. He's always been a player that Bush and Integral fancy. Took him to Kaiser Chiefs from Ajax, of course, and when he heard he was out of contract at Celtic, was keen to bring him back. Zungu. Sumaila. Should now. For once, he doesn't find the man. Very rare that the Sundowns captain's passing radar is not perfect.
Well, understandably, in fact, you have made just an excellent point. Ajax have continued to press that midfield. It's a little bit compact there. It's difficult for Sundowns to play it through. So the only other option, of course, is to try and play it overhead.
Now Manyama up against Sumaila. Still Manyama. And then the block from Bryce Moon. Ball's gone out of play, and it will be an Ajax throw-in.
Great recovery from Bryce Moon. I thought Manyama was going to take him to the cleaners for a second.
There was more Moon coming to the rescue of Sumaila than anything else on that occasion, but Manyama's importance now in this Ajax squad is growing game by game. He's certainly going to be the new big star of the season, I fancy, in terms of the man that they're going to look to help produce the wins.
Only 3 seasons into the PSL. Already he's become so senior, not just because he's playing most of the game, because his contribution is such that they already are beginning to look at him. And his obviously graduation to the Bafana Bafana team says a lot about what he has achieved as an individual.
Modise, Malajila. Again, there's not too many options available. Nicely done by Zwakali. Dolly's gone across to the right, now Lolo. Nice ball in there. Zwakali with a great run. Drags it back, now the square pass. There might be a chance for Tolinho here. He could have hit it first time, he didn't. They've got the corner, but that was a great chance for Ajax with a little more ambition from the Mozambican.
But you've got to appreciate him. Zwakali's moves as a midfield unlocks easily to get into those areas. And I thought Tolinho here took a little bit longer to bring that ball under control. In fact, his first touch is what let him down. That bounce was way too high.
I think he'll learn the pace of the game in the PSL is perhaps a lot quicker than he's used to from his time in Mozambique. He was also in the Portuguese second division for a brief while. So Dolly to take it. Swung in there and headed away by Sumaila. Dolly once more. It's a nice little chip. Out comes Mwini. That's a good stretch from the Zambian goalkeeper. Up to Billiat very quickly as well, and suddenly it's 3-on-3 here. Zwakali, who was attacking 1 minute ago, is now working out in defence. It's great to see a youngster who is obviously not overawed by the occasion.
I'm impressed. Honestly, tactically first. Because not only is he just sitting in the midfield or dishing up passes, but I think he times his runs into attacking area as well. And he's very comfortable on the ball. Great passer. Like you said, not overawed at all.
Now Modise. Well, there have been a couple of scares on either side here tonight, suggesting that This game is pretty open. Zungu a little push in the back from Mobara. Mobara wearing number 18 was on trial with Porto and Ajax Amsterdam last season as a teenager before he even got anywhere near the Ajax first team. Now Somalia, long-range shots. Well, again, evidence of the fact that the frustration of not getting that ball forward or through the midfield is now reducing Sundowns to those long-range efforts.
But you need a player like Teko Modise now will put his foot down on the ball and say, look, guys, let's not get anxious here. Let's start playing. Let's continue to play. This is our game. Yes, we're being disrupted now and then. It's a little bit too compact, but we cannot stop our style.
Zungu. Once more, the little ball in from Modise. Nice turn here. Little slip as well from Malijila. Just put him off for a second or two there. Denied him the chance to lay it back.
Great tempo in this game, Mark Visson.
It's made for some great viewing tonight. So Masena Mera to take it. Tonight, by the way, is his 99th start in a PSL match. 2 seasons with Kaizer Chiefs and 3 now with Mamelodi Sundowns. Zungu. Good call from the keeper there.
Oh, brilliant. You could hear from here. I mean, sitting in the midst of people and they're making a lot of noise, and yet you could still hear. It's always so important, of course. With the noise deafening as it is, and you got to make sure that your call is loud and clear.
Sumaila. Now Modise. Lola clears it away. He didn't find the man Modise, and now he's battling with Dolly in the midfield. Has possession back though. He looks up. There's a bevy of players waiting square. Instead, Ajax looking to turn this into a quick counter-attack. Zwakali has won the free kick against Schutt. Well, the 19-year-old taking on the veteran.
Tactical foul, they call it. Only to slow him down, but normally it goes with a yellow, because it was not just a mistake, it was very deliberate from Schutt.
So Dolly into that crowded zone, and the calling was not there from Sundowns, or at least Zungu didn't listen to his goalkeeper.
You would expect the more experienced Mwini to have been louder in that case. It's almost an identical case that Brendan Peterson was at there, and yet he came out through. Mwini this side in 10, maybe not as loud.
Second corner of the night for Ajax. Rogers in there. Jouklis as well, punched away by Mwini, only as far as Telinho. Now Dolly skids away. Villiard chases there with Mokeke, and they're given the corner.
Excellent covering defense from Mokeke, who realized the danger and didn't waste time to see the ball going through. He was there to pounce on the loose ball, and did enough to put it off, by the way. It was against a Billiard, who we know is very quick.
Warme will take it, look to curl it straight at young Titelson, who was man of the match in his last game. And now he'll get the free kick here as well.
Obstruction once more. Another tactical foul for me. Rashid deliberately stands in the way of the goalkeeper just to stop him from playing that ball quick enough. That should come with a yellow.
Well, nothing given so far by referee Mfiki. Rajauklis looking for Elizor Rogers. Clearance from Masena Mela.
Of course, given the opportunity, we'll hear from Mr. Spot On himself on Monday on Extra Time to give us an insight into some of these decisions. I'm talking Ace Ngobo.
I know you're talking about.
The way you look at me is like you're surprised. What am I talking about?
No, I knew exactly what you're talking about. Kakana. Now Moon. Throw into Sundowns, finds Billiat quickly, the two former Ajax players in the Sundowns lineup today. A little bit of rain falling now, some drizzle here with the wind. It's going to be even slipperier out there on the park. Don't forget, coming up later on tonight, Champions League football across many of your SuperSport channels. First group matches live here on your World of Champions. So William Shongwe will be departing as quickly as he can and swiftly into his hotel room to play with the remote tonight.
Who would want to miss? These are high-profile matches. I'm sure all around the world, that's where the focus will be.
Tomorrow, of course, it's Ajax Amsterdam against Barcelona away from home. Bushan Integral's new assistant is Ian Taylor, who was with the development and the youth teams at Ajax. He spent some time at Amsterdam as well. He was with the Cape Town All-Stars in the what they used to call the Vodacom League, now the SAFA second division. So fans are running for cover here as the rain begins to come down. They say, William, it's going to be blustery until the weekend. The weather is not looking good for the Cape for next few days. You'll be happy to be on the plane out of here tomorrow morning.
You have been surprised coming from Joburg. We were wearing t-shirts and shirts and nice and warm the whole morning, and then we're shocked to arrive into a very cold Cape Town. But you know, as it is always expected, never predictable weather.
4 seasons in one day, they say.
Yeah.
33 minutes gone now. Ajax Cape Town holding out and creating chances themselves. Mamelodi Sundowns always looking dangerous. Here's Kakana. Masena Mela floated in over the head of Krzyzewskis. He'll be a little disappointed with that. Offside this time, Malijila, and a little slow in getting back. You can see he just slipped for a moment, and as that ball came in again, he was in an offside position, so free kick to Ajax, which goes over the head of Somalia, and Manyama is getting stuck in there with Shutten Moon. Clears it away. Zwakali with a last touch. Now Lolo back into the danger zone. That's where Rogers is effective, of course. Tolinho now past Masena Mela, gets the cross in. Well, that's the first real glimpse we've seen of what he can do on that right-hand side.
And unfortunately, the last delivery didn't quite amount to the way that he created himself that space. Bring it a little bit back and a bit lower, commit the goalkeeper, force him to think twice about coming out or not. keep defenders guessing. That's all you need. Cause a little bit of confusion with other ball that you sent into the area. Then you're in the business.
Billiards. Moon. Swakali. Doesn't get too ahead of himself here on this big stage. He is up against some real quality footballers. I think Bush and Ettigal will remind you of that when half-time comes around.
If there's one coach that is very impressed with what he's done today, it is Shane Ettigal. First, the goalkeeper last Friday, unbelievable. And now, I'm telling you, this first half, my man of the match is Mzwagali.
Well, he's fortunate in that you'll be picking the man of the match amongst others. So he's taken the lead in the voting, we can say.
Oh, yes.
Telinho turned over. Masena Mela to Kekana, sizing up options. Wome went on the run. Mokeke gets goal side of him. Shot from Billiards is on target, and those are difficult ones. Remember, they're skimming off a wet surface here. First shot on target for Mamelodi Sundowns in this game. Rogers gets clattered into by Somalia. So Karma Billiards, must be said, William, has had chances tonight to score against his former side. This is laid back by Wome. Billiards, of course, looking for his first goal in Sundowns colours. Manyama! Snap effort on the right foot is wide of goal.
Great positioning, drifts a little bit further deep and watches the action, and it falls for him. Again, I think that first touch becomes a little bit of an issue. And again, by the time he takes his shot, he's under quite a bit of pressure.
Two passes from Schutt that don't find their man. That's a stranger phenomenon.
They can't play through the middle, Mark Leeson. They're struggling to need passes to play the kind of style that we call Sundowns.
Wome. It was a similar game for Sundowns in their last league encounter away in Durban against Golden Arrows. They also played a team who kept good shape and didn't allow much opportunity for Mamelodi Sundowns, and in the end it was a piece of brilliance from Wome that won them the game. A wonderful goal, almost out of nothing. Here comes Billiards. Lolo had the last touch. Zungu now up against Isaacs. Zungu's habit of hanging a little bit onto the ball allows defenders to get back into position. Now Moon has lost concentration. Here's a quick ball for Manyama. Dolly getting stuck in there as well. It's fallen fortuitously for Ajax, and they should have allowed advantage. Now what is Mr. Fiki going to do?
Difficult to say exactly what that decision was for. Maybe handball.
Lovely touch from Dolly. Forward goes Manyama. Was he brought down on the edge of the area? Referee says yes. And now he's reaching for his book. And Somalia is finally going to get the yellow.
Imagine if he had gotten that one earlier on, the story would be different now, because I could be wrong, but from what I understand, if you commit a foul just to slow the action down, it comes with a yellow. And he's been a little bit reckless, I must say.
Well, he was checked with a man from Butterworth on Monday, but stretch there. And this is a great position for Ajax. And remember, they're not going to get too many chances in this kind of range. How they would wish that old Brett Evans was back. Remember how he used to curl them in from this range.
It is a Manyama range.
He's got a strong shot at him.
But it looks like Zagali is thinking to himself, you know what, you've been taking them for quite a while now. Can I have a crack in this?
That would be interesting if the seniors are alive to do it. Well, Manyama's going to leave it to the two youngsters. Keegan Dolly's there as well. Zagali, and he goes for goal, and he hits the crossbar.
There is something in this young man. He's taken responsibility ahead of Manyama. He probably told Manyama, like I said, you know what, I can never go at this thing. That, for me, says a lot about the character of this youngster.
Kennedy Mwini didn't know much about that.
First of all, to get it over the wall, and the ball...
Good challenge from Mobara. Sorry, William. Here's Manyama now. And blocked again by Somalia. Another ball out of defence that Mamelodi Sundowns carelessly give away and set Ajax up with an opportunity. Now they've got to be careful as Malajila goes on the attack. No score in the other games as well tonight, William. Kaizer Chiefs and Bloem Celtic goalless at the Free State Stadium. Somalia has possession. Here's Modise to Masena Mela. Shoot as we head towards half-time. Kekana beats the challenge of Mobara. Now Billiat onto the edge of the area. Snapshot. Cleared away by Lolo. Sundowns ball. Modise. Lolo will clear. Up to Rogers. Fighting with Schutt at the back there. Smaila. This is Kekana. Lolo all the way back. Here, just a minute is going to be added on, so that's 2 minutes now to the half-time break.
Believe it or not, this game has just went by in a flash.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Obviously, all this game needs is a goal. So set this crowd that is in this stadium alight. Regardless, that is still scoreless, but there's quite a lovely atmosphere about it.
Kylie, Lolo. Good ball inside. Telinho with a good first touch as well, and now he takes on these big defenders. Clearing header from Dominique Isaacs as we watch the slow-mo here with good work from Teko Modise. Ajax have won themselves a free kick.
Now, what Sjoerd did there for me is impressive. Normally, defenders will clatter into the striker, even if the striker is facing away from goal. All he did was put his chest on his back, and he took care of the problem. For me, I'm sure a lot of defenders can learn from that.
Nice flick on from Rogers, finds Dolly now. Great chance. Oh, and Mwini finds it difficult on this slippery surface, but has saved it in the end. That's what Elizor Rogers is so good at, those little flick-ons.
And whether there was a possibility for a chip over, because at some stage Mwini was way out of his goal.
So half-time whistle comes from Luandile Mfiki. Your thoughts, William, on the first 45?
On exciting